Hello and welcome to the View's Kitchen. On today's Meatless Monday, we're going to be making red pozole. Now let's go over our ingredients. Hominy, soy meat or soy curls, and let me show you what they look like. To me, it looks like the stuffing mix on how dry the bread is, but these are the ones that you're going to need. Onion, garlic, bay leaves, your veggie bouillon of choice, Mexican oregano, and optional, some green onions. Guajillo chili. Guajillo chili tends to vary in size depending on what company you purchase it from. If you have them a little bit thin, just add 2 extra to my recommendation, and if they're larger, just -2 from the recommendation. What you want to do is you want to crack them open and get those rattles out, okay? Get as many as you can out. And since we are going to be boiling these chilies, a lot of the ones that you miss tend to just, you know, once it softens up, they tend to come out real quick. I know that many of you are cautious to use these type of chilies because you don't know what the spice levels are. Now, whether you pick a guajillo or a New Mexico, you're going to be in for quite a surprise because it's a huge difference. Not so much in the flavor, but the spice level. So I'm going to link a video in the description area that goes over a few of the basic chilies that will help you to figure out what spice level you want to make your pozole, okay?
But just to be clear, the guajillo are mild.
They're very mild to me. It's rare that I get a spicy one, and it's just really going to be up to you. So if you want a little bit more spice, you can combine 2 chilies or just keep it with guajillo and keep it mild. But we're about done here taking the seeds out of our chilies. Let's go ahead and start boiling them. Add your chilies to a pot of boiling water and let them cook until they're completely soft. And while we're waiting for our chilies to soften up, we're going to get started on our soy. To your pot of boiling water, you want to add some salt. Add your soy meat. All we're doing is activating our soy meat, and this is also going to help get rid of that packaged flavor that tends to come when you use it just like this. So it's doing 2 purposes. We're hydrating and we're taking some of that flavor out. And we're just going to continue to boil here for another 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, your soy meat is nice and hydrated and it should look like this. Now it's time to rinse and strain. After 8 minutes, you should have nice soft chilies. And I hope you haven't put your strainer away, and if you did, I know it's clean and ready to strain these chiles. After you strain your soy meat, I used a paper towel. You can use a cheesecloth, or you can just put a heavy plate over it, which is kind of what I did. I did double, and that helps all that moisture get out of our soy, okay? We want to make sure that we add the flavor to the soy, which sometimes it can be difficult. And you'll find when you're working with your soy meat that it's kind of like when you're getting the water out of spinach, then you don't even know when it's going to stop, but at some point it does stop. That's the similar thing. So I just have another one, and you see that it's absorbing all the extra moisture. So that's all we're trying to do. Allow it to release that moisture. We're just going to set this to the side while we blend our chilies.
We're just going to add our chilies to our Vitamix blender.
Oh, Cloud, thank you.
You're welcome.
We're going to use 1 cup of the chili water. And now we're just going to blend until smooth. And let me tell you, this Vitamix has been doing the work. I'm loving it. And boom, done. You gotta say it with like a little attitude, but just boom, done, because you're just happy it's done. Add about a tablespoon of oil. Allow your oil to heat up for a good minute, minute and a half on a medium heat. Once you add your soy, you want to make sure to move quickly and mix it well. That way all your soy gets coated with a little bit of the oil, and we're still trying to get all that moisture out of our soy, okay? The reason we're doing that is because we want to reconstitute it with pozole flavor, not bland flavor, pozole flavor, okay? From that delicious broth. So all you're going to do here is continue to, you know, mix it around for a good 3 to 4 minutes. Wow, I got really excited saying that, you know, because it's going to be so, so good.
This is an amazing pozole.
After 4 minutes, we have our soy exactly where we want it. You have a texture that's dry yet spongy, okay? It's not soaked. A few little sides are seared, and that's just perfect. And for those at home, please be careful. What I'm about to do is for those that can handle it, okay? I know you can handle the heat in your kitchen, but this is really hot. So it's just a little spongy. Spongy moist.
And you purchased this soy meat at the Mexican market, right?
I did, but Cloud will link something in the Amazon to help you guys out so you know what it looks like. And for those of you that purchased stuff from our Amazon storefront, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. And everybody else. That's just for a point of reference so you guys can kind of see what we're working with here. Makes it easier. Set your burner on a medium heat, and you're going to add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil. And I recommend you using neutral tasting oil for this recipe. So if you're going to use coconut oil, that's going to be a little bit strong for this recipe. But if that's all you can use, hey, make it comfortable for your home friends. Be careful for this step. You do need the oil to be very hot. We're going to add our chili, and we're going to move quickly, okay? Right after you add your chili to your oil, you want to mix it quickly, okay? There's going to be a lot going on. Don't get scared. Stick to it. Come in and just continue to mix, 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 mix. Once you've managed your pot to where it's calm, you want to go in with a clean rag, your sponge, and clean up right after, because this chili does stain and you want to keep your area clean, okay? So back to the chili. The reason we're cooking this chili is because we want those flavors from the chili to be cooked before we add it to the broth, so that we can get the best flavor for our pozole, okay? So it's kind of like raw or cooked, what tastes better. We add this just like that, it's kind of raw. This allows us to cook our chile and incorporate it into a wonderful broth. And after 4 minutes, you're gonna notice that the color has changed from the chili, and we're ready to start the broth for our pozole. I'm adding kettle hot water, but for those of you that don't have a kettle, not to worry, just make sure your water comes to a boil. Add all your chili sauce. Add your veggie bouillon of choice. Bay leaves, onion, and your green onion stems. And these are optional. They're really just for flavor. I really love the flavor that it gives when you make soup. And I have some finely chopped onions. I'm gonna add these in here, and that's just gonna give us a little bit of an extra bite. Bite and flavor. Once you've reached a boil, you're gonna set your heat on a medium-low, and you're gonna continue to cook for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you're gonna add your soy meat. You want to pinch your oregano, you want to break it down. You want those oils from the tips of your fingers to awaken that Mexican oregano. And then you're going to add it to your pot. Set your pot on a low heat, and we're going to continue to cook for another 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, turn your burner off, and our food's ready. Our combo is nice and ready. You can take all these onions that are in here, you can blend them and put them back in your broth, or you can take them out. It's gonna be up to you. You can take your bay leaf out as well, but we are ready to serve, friends. And if you notice, the more chilies you add, the thicker your broth is gonna be. If you have a light broth, because you didn't want to use that many chilies, you can take some of your hominy, you can take 1 tortilla, and you can blend it and put it back into your sauce, and it'll thicken it up. But this is just perfect for us, friends. Friends, our pozole is nice and ready. Now, I personally like to add some cabbage and cilantro. Sometimes when I eat other versions of it, I do use chopped onions, but since we have the chopped onions inside, I'm only going to use a little bit of our cabbage. Squeeze a little bit of lime or lemon juice, and you are ready to taste. Ooh, let that broth soak the cabbage. Yummy. Okay, you ready for a big bite? As always, Views Club and Bell Notification Squad, Cloud and I absolutely adore you, and we're wishing you the best. We want to thank our grandparents out there. We see you. We see you putting in the work for your kids and your grandchildren, and we appreciate you. I hope that one day, when I get older and I actually grow up, I can be just like you. So thank you for helping your family during these difficult times. And you know, homeschooling is not easy. Believe me, I know. But I know that you're doing a wonderful job, and your grandkids are gonna thank you for it. So on that one, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye! Adios! Friends, before I take the big taste test with you, I wanna share the 2 combinations that I used today. This one right here, the Lee brand, is my absolute favorite for vegan dishes. It just really brings more of an authentic flavor to the recipes that you're making. Now, combining both of these together, it's gonna give you a spectacular flavor. I know that this one is very difficult to come by. If you go to Vietnamese, little markets, international markets, you're likely to find this one, or you can search online. And this one I've just completely fallen in love with. But using this one on its own for this particular recipe, you're gonna lack a lot of flavor, okay? So it's gonna be up to you to find a balance with the bouillon that you have on hand and make it comfortable for your home. I'm ready to not feel left out. Thank you. Say ah. Ah. Friends, before we take a bite, I want to let you know that this recipe is made for those of you that are vegan. I absolutely adore you and my veggie friends, but also we have a lot of family members that are aging, and what happens? They come from the doctor and they say, I can't eat pork anymore, I can't eat beef anymore. And I don't like anybody missing out on any recipe, and that's why I really work hard that whenever I'm gonna make something vegan, more of a traditional dish, that I make it the best that I can. And I believe that this dish here, you're gonna be okay. Not having the pork, not having beefs in the future. It's gonna work out. Just make sure to try and find the combination of the chicken bouillon that I mentioned, and you know, take it easy on those that can't eat the things that you can. So I'm excited to try this.
And this recipe's good for the pocket too.
It's good for the pocket. Well,
and
I don't
taste buds.
I don't believe in eating food that doesn't taste good. That's just not my thing. I'm telling you, it's just a slight change from biting into pork, but I really transformed this dish. And thanks to my mother, I learned how to make it this way. So shout out to my mom for hooking it up.
Thanks, Mom.
And I hope you guys are excited for it. And if you notice, the portion I made for you guys is a little bit smaller. So whenever you're having your family gatherings and you know you have somebody that's watching their diet or has certain dietary restrictions or allergies for that matter, just have a little pot on the side for them, and I'm telling you, you will have them at your celebration or your parties, your gatherings every single time, because they know that you're gonna make that delicious pozole that nobody else makes for them. And to be honest, it's not that difficult to make. Super easy.
I never felt left out at your gatherings when I was vegan. Thank you.
It has such a good meaty bite to it. I love it. I hope that you guys love it. And it's so good, I'm gonna give you seconds. Friends, please come back and let us know what you thought about this recipe. If you guys have any questions or you need any extra help, please let us know in the comments, and Cloud and I are more than willing to help you out.
That's right. And we hate to eat and run, but today we have to eat and run. We love you guys. Stay safe.
See you tomorrow for tacos.